Indeed, greetings unto you, my beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me today on another video. I really appreciate your presence. If you enjoy what it is I'm doing here, do consider subscribing, consider liking the video, and do leave a comment. I try and answer every single one of them. Let's go live. Whew. Take a sip of water, and then I would like to start this stream off with something worth saying. Something worth saying. I think this is the one I want to read actually. Embrace yourself as a ceaseless creator and assume complete responsibility for everything that comes into your field of awareness. Embrace yourself as a ceaseless creator and assume complete responsibility for everything that comes into your field of consciousness or field of awareness. And I don't know if it, I guess you can say it ties into what I've been experiencing today. So I have a bunch of commitments that I've been following as of late. My diet being one of them. I've been doing ketosis, so only protein and fat as your main fuel source. And I've also actually set this rule for myself that I'm not going to smoke before 4:20 in the day. And I've not broken it once this entire year until today. And I also broke my diet today. Had some burgers with my family, and those have bread with it. And I started smoking earlier today than I have smoked this entire year. And it's something that I'm like, I really do pride myself. Hey Justin, thank you, my friend, for the the wholesome seal of approval. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. So I have a very high standard for myself when it comes to my commitments and the things that I set out to do. And I've recently been very aware of how almost, I want to say, destructive I can be with myself, and how almost, I think, hurtful, I guess I could say, when I don't meet commitments or when I don't reach these goals that I have for myself. And today, even though I know, or even though I've set this commitment for myself only to smoke after 4:20, I rationalize that it is a Sunday. I'm supposed to calm down, and then as I was experiencing these things as well, and I almost convinced myself to do these things, eat sugar and smoke before I'm supposed to. I had this, I guess, sense of shame, you could call it, this sense of not wanting to tell you friends that I guess the word that comes up in my mind, failed. And even though it's not a failure, it's just a temporary lapse, if you could call it that. We have so much resistance towards showing the sides of ourselves that we're not always proud of. And it's these parts of ourselves that we all have in common. We all have those days where we don't feel well. We all have those days where we don't want to do the things that we set out to do. And there's this resistance within us that creates this, I want to say, obstacle, barrier, just something that makes it a little bit more difficult to reach these ideal goals that we have in our minds. Don't beat yourself up. I'm not beating myself up, Justin, at all. I'm evaluating my thought processes around these things, and I'm opening up and sharing my not impurities, my shortcomings, I guess would be a word to say it, because I want you to know, and I want to not have to be ashamed of these things. I don't want to create this feeling within myself of, okay, now I've done this thing, now I'm no longer worthy of telling the truth, if that makes any sense. And I even noticed within myself how I was creating this field of denial, almost pretending like it didn't happen, pretending like on the stream, like I'm always thinking, steps ahead. And I realized within myself that that is not what I want to do. uh, I don't want to have to hide anything. I don't want to be in a position where I feel like I can't say things because it might upset the space, if that makes any sense. And I feel that is actually a lesson I've been learning this week. How saying certain things, doing certain things, um, and not doing certain things, how we have this like I guess compass, you could call it, within ourselves, and we do things based on how we feel in the moment, how we process what it is we want. And like when we pursue these things and when we do them, like for me it's now eating sugar, which is it's something so arbitrary, and yet I feel like it's not what I'm supposed to be doing, and like I shouldn't be sharing this information because it's something that I'm ashamed of. And I guess being ashamed is what, judgment of self, uh, creating a space where you fear yourself because you're in turn, of course, fearing your own desires and your ability to actually express these things and to put yourself out there to be judged, I guess, as well. Maybe that's what guilt or shame is. Not so much your judgment of yourself, but the fear of being judged by others. So you contract into yourself and you hide these aspects of yourself that that we all have, that we all are prone to. And I feel in sharing them and in becoming aware of them, we allow ourselves a lot more humanity, and we get to accept our flaws at the end of the day, and we can actually feel the things that we do to ourselves, the events we create. Thank you for the hugs. I do appreciate it, Justin. And hello, Brooklyn. Thank you for being here, my friend. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Yes, yes, exactly, Justin. That's perfectly put. And hello, everyone. Good morning from Canada. Hey, Naomi. I have a feeling our comments are broken again today. What can we do? Yeah, like probably. Probably. You can try and send me a message again. But like Naomi's message is the last one that I can see. Again, things that come up in our fields of consciousness. And maybe that's where I feel some of my we have a word in Afrikaans. It's called moedeloos. Moedeloos. And moedeloos is like when you feel like you're getting willpower sapped from your being. And I feel this week has been especially willpower sapping, if you will, and it's been difficult. Staying strong, staying on path, realizing what it is I'm doing, realizing the direction it is I have to be taking, and it's been a very, I guess, sobering experience. I felt like I had to become very, very aware, and I'm happy about that. The comments definitely stopped again. At least I got to see your comment before it did, Naomi. Um, I guess I have to start the stream up again. Okay, so going live again. It's been it's been pretty challenging the last week because like at least what we've been going through, I feel like Monday started with like some heartbreak. Then Tuesday had something die in our water hole, so I tainted the water. Fortunately, it's a lot better now. It's been washed out, I guess you could say. Wednesday, our stream was unable to go live like at all on my previous account. Thursday, thanks the kids. Thursday we uh, what happened on Thursday? This has been a very challenging week. I feel like it's definitely been something that has allowed me to grow a lot, and has really shown me that I have so much more capacity to process negative emotions in a positive way than I actually knew possible at first. I realized that I can control this sense of irritability with me. Hello again. Hey Justin. Red is still giving us some gripes, dude. Now what can we do? Nothing we can do. And that's also okay. That's also okay. It's just another divine part of this whole experience, dude. Just another divine part. Getting challenged, just just seeing how far it is that we can be pushed as well, and allowing yourself to be pushed. Like I feel sometimes we push ourselves so hard, and I feel like especially for me, I try and push myself really hard as well. Here again, always here for my friends. Thank you for being here, Naomi. I'm happy that you're back, and I see Brooklyn is here as well. Thank you, my friends, for being here with me. I hope the comments continue working for the rest of the stream. Uh, Fingers crossed. So, what I was saying about like sitting or being hard on yourself, or giving yourself more opportunities to grow as well, and it's okay sometimes to break down. I feel that is something, especially in my streams, I've not been too open about or too vocal about, because like technically it's not a good thing to break down, right? It's not something that you actually want to happen, but it is okay. It is okay to have like a complete experience of sadness, of dread, of uh, dismotivation. Is that a word? Not being motivated to do anything, and it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's you feeling into that space of mind. You feeling into what it feels like to feel that way. And I feel by allowing ourselves to feel into these emotions, we give ourselves a lot more grace, I guess I want to say, to move past them and to transition again to a state of happiness. And it's constantly fluctuating. It's constantly going up and down, giving you both perspectives, contrast, if you will, night and day, positive and negative, uh, light and lack of, empty space and matter. Like there's always these contrasting things in our universe, and it allows us this experience, like the complete experience of what it means to be alive. Hey Lindsay, thank you for being here, my friend. Uh, Fleetwood Mac or the Eagles? I don't know who Fleetwood Mac or the Eagles are, my friend, unfortunately. Lekker, het is lekker, my friend. Good morning, friends. Bunny here. Walking with Angels. Oh, the Walking with Angels account of Bunny. Hey, Bunny. Thank you for being here with us, my friend. I hope that you're well. Mac for sure. Being lost. You're a Fleetwood Mac fan. You'll have to tell me what that is, Justin. Maybe I'm just being a zoomer or a millennial or whatever, but I haven't actually heard about that. Being lost. Yeah, being lost is completely okay. It's completely okay. It is part of the experience. It it gives you so much relief when you find yourself again, if that makes any sense, or when you're found. And I think that's the point. That's what we're supposed to experience. We're supposed to have this contrasting feeling of, oh, I don't know what is going on. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know this. I don't know that. Don't know anything. And then sometimes you get these states in which you're so certain, so like directed, so motivated, and you realize just how important that contrast is and how it feels to live into these contrasts, allowing yourself, like this is a thing I've been very like thinking about a lot. So if you want to see like a sine wave, right, I guess you can visualize it. So, and there's a straight line through here. In this sine wave, it goes down and it goes up again. So when we go up here, these are like our positive emotions. And when we go down, these are our negative emotions. But you don't want to get stuck in a loop here, and you don't want to get stuck in a loop here, experiencing negativity or experiencing the positivity of life constantly and over again without allowing it to flow. So by allowing yourself to flow with this up and down cycle, with this sine wave, with this contrasting experience, what we call life, you allow yourself a lot more grace in your transitions. And by becoming completely aware of where you are in your current sine wave, in your current transition, you get to enjoy the ride, if you will. Like it's sometimes the downfall on the roller coaster is the most fun part, right? And yeah, life is so multifaceted and beautiful. Um, Frampton or Steve Miller, also don't know those guys. Old classic rock band. Yeah, I guess those are also old classic rock bands. Well, it seems so far the comments are keeping up. Well, sending positive vibes. Yes, fortunately it does look like that. I hope that it continues being that way. I see Lane is here as well now. Welcome, Lane. I love the Eagles, but never quite got into Fleetwood Mac. Like, I think, at least in my opinion, at least what I think of what you've been doing, Lane, like you've like probably explored a lot more genres or time scales of music. I feel like, especially with the music that you're into, you gave yourself a lot of chance to kind of feel out what there is and what you can like. And I feel I kind of stopped with like the 2000s punk rock type of bands. Did I kind of, technically. A little bit more of the modern bands, if you will. And I wonder why that is. I feel different genres of music and different ages of music kind of call you to them as well. And you get to experience them in your right time and your right state of mind. And like for everyone it's different, right? It's always fluctuating as well. Mm. Hey, congrats on being able to make more than one comment. I was just having that issue, right? Yeah, he was having that issue, and I think yesterday he was also able to comment more than once, fortunately. So let's hope, fingers crossed, things are actually gonna work from now on. Like there's nothing we can do, and it doesn't help getting angry if they don't work, but things are in divine order. We get to experience these things that can perturb us, and then we get to either decide to get stuck and loop over around and around and around and around that thought, or we get to like, oh, this is how it is. Okay, now we continue. Oh, this is how it is. Oh, that's how it could be. Oh, this is how it is. Oh, that's how it could be. And you're going up and down and up and down, and you're experiencing these these turmoils, if you want to call it that. And it's beautiful. Hey Ryan, I'm here and life is going great. I love you all and I love you, Brother Bear. I love you too, Ryan. Thank you for being here with me, friend. Like I've been thinking about those mountains, dude. Yo, just being able to see like mountainscapes in your like street areas, or like at least it looked like it was close to some convenience store. Man, it's breathtaking, dude. So amazing. Yeah, it was me. Glad to be able to talk with you guys. It's always nice to talk to you as well, Liam. Thank you, my friend, for being here. This guy has the best monkey. Sometimes takes it on his trampoline. I don't have a monkey. I still don't have a monkey. I feel like now I'm getting like socially pressured to get both a trampoline and a monkey eventually, so that I can claim that title as, yes, I am in fact the monkey on the trampoline guy. Not because these, like, it's been so many times, not the monkey guy. Money guy, lol, what? Monkey guy, I guess he means. I found myself again through prayer and feeling God's presence, guiding me back, and Reddit friends who care enough to seek me. I agree as well. Like I've been very aware of like the victim mentality that we can kind of shroud ourselves in sometimes, like, oh, these things are happening to me. Why are they happening to me? Oh, blah, 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 blah. And you just tell yourself such a clump, like a bunch of nonsense. Always tell yourself such a bunch of nonsense. And when you become aware that you are whole, like completely whole, and that you have no lack within yourself because you are created as a creator, and you have the capacity to continually create and create and create for yourself, you don't really see yourself as a victim anymore. Or at least seeing yourself as a victim becomes very obviously not the way, if that makes any sense. And it's something that I've become very aware of as well, because I feel it's a default state for a lot of us to feel like we're being victimized by some sort of situation or something that happens. And like, for example, these Reddit comment stuff not working, accounts getting like, I don't want to say banned or suspended, or just not working, uh, like failing at your diet because you had a craving for sugar, starting and smoking before your set time. Like, we have all of these things that we subjectively think of as negative, or oh, like this is so bad, that's why I'm doing this, and we victimize ourselves in some ways. There's a little, like, small little fly just flying here in my field of vision. I didn't catch him. But anyway, so yeah, and then if you become aware that all of these things still are self-created, like, if I wasn't streaming, the Reddit thing would not have bothered me at all, right? Like, realistically. So because I made this commitment to stream, that's why this problem can be a problem for me. But if I take enough steps back, I can still identify this as a self-created problem, a self-created experience that I need to experience so that I can be the person that I'm supposed to be. Like, if I wasn't challenged in the things that we do here, then there's not really much opportunity to grow. And I think realizing that challenges are just an opportunity to grow and gives us a space in which we can kind of evaluate ourselves and see ourselves as the orchestrator, if you will, of the things that we are experiencing. You take more responsibility, and it's very enlightening, if you will. Thank you for the tree hug, Naomi. I appreciate it, bro. My dog vomited while I was in the shower. I hope he vomited on tiles. Like, I know it's not nice to clean, but I hope it's not on carpets, something like that, dude. I hope you, I hope you get it clean, Lane. Like, thank you for telling me that, because fortunately, now, by contrast, my dogs didn't vomit while I was in the shower, so I don't have anything to clean, which means I have something to be happy about, right? Yeah. Thank you, my friend, for sharing it with me. Nonetheless, good morning, friend. Just woke up and here you are. Hey, Kiwi. Thank you for being here, my friend. Weren't you in this morning stream as well? I think you might have been. So, like, you're up late and then getting up early as well. Or is it that early? Like, what time is it for you right now? I'm curious. And my town is surrounded by mountains, Melt. I love sharing with y'all. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us, Ryan. I really do appreciate it. I want to see the entire world, like literally the entire world. But it's a big world we live in. So, like, photos to me is like a glimpse, because especially, like, I feel a photo has so much more to it than just the scene that is capturing it. Like, when I look at a photo, I kind of like to imagine myself in the person's position that is taking it. So I imagine myself being Ryan, looking at this beautiful scene, it creating such a strong emotional effect in him that he's like, I need to take a picture of this and share it with my friends. And like, when you go through this mindset, to look at the things that you see on a photo, like that is someone's intuition, divine intuition, to create an experience. And even though that experience might have been created before, by that picture being taken before, it is still a new and divine experience as that photo is received, because it's a new divine person taking that photo with another intention, another feeling behind it, and it's like creation is ever creating, and it's amazing. It's beautiful to me. So thank you, Ryan. I do appreciate you sharing, my friend. No one in here reached out, but it's okay. Reddit friends I didn't realize actually cared sought me and brought me back with their love. My friend, you should reach out as well. Like, you should reach out as well. Like, it's very difficult for someone to reach out to you if they don't see your hand, right? Like, if you're drowning and you're already underwater and you're not pushing your hand out and trying to grab for help, no one is gonna know to help you. But if you're proactive, if you're willing, if you're going out of your way to actually go and ask people for help, more often than not they will help you. And I feel it's becoming more and more true for our society and for the people that we spend our lives with. And like there's a lot of good stuff happening on Reddit lately. There's a lot of good stuff. Like, people are accepting the message of love. I don't know if it's a generational thing, if it's the audience of Reddit, because there are still a lot of other people on Reddit, and not I'm not going to judge at all, obviously, because they're also in their own process. But there are a lot of hurt people out there in the world. Let me just say that. And hurt in their own ways, fearing in their own ways, malicious in their own ways, because of this fear and this hurt that they are experiencing. Because it's difficult to come to terms with the things that we have to accept and that we have to heal within ourselves. And sometimes we try and patch these things with money, with intercourse, with objects, with experiences. But at the end of the day, none of these things are going to bring you what it is you're looking for. Because all you have to do at the end of the day is look within yourself and recognize God. Like, that is what you need to do. And then when you do that, and when you become so completely aware of your divinity and of this amazing life that we've been given, we take responsibility. Like, that's the thing. Just taking responsibility and inviting it into our lives. And that's basically the point I'm trying to get at, Bunny. Is you have to take responsibility for people reaching out to you as well. Like, if you reach out to enough people, you tell enough people that there is something wrong, that you need help, that you feel alone, there's going to be people that are willing to help you, and people that are willing to give you this thing that you need. And that is a self-created experience. That is something that you can create for yourself, and it's something that you're entitled to. I don't like the word entitled either. It's what's meant for you. That's better, I guess. Meltmore, my brother from the different coast, missed you and hope you've been well this week. I was missing you as well, actually, my friend. I have been well. It's been a hectic week. I was thinking about you. Was it yesterday or today? I was thinking about, like, receiving your purple scarf. I guess I don't know if it's purple actually, but I imagined it purple in my mind, and I just kind of went through this whole scenario of having it on for the first time on stream, talking about you and like the fact that you sent it to me. And yeah, I got another package actually today as well from a friend. Uh, she has her own little, I guess, company you could call it, where she makes like smoking accessories out of bamboo and like actual cannabis wood. And like, she's very talented. She knows what she's doing, and she like made a bamboo bong for me, and then she ended up taking it with her. And I kind of like assumed that, oh, okay, of course she took it with her, wasn't really mine to keep, and I didn't really have any resentment or any attachment to this bong. So I basically just I accepted. I accepted that it was no longer in my field of awareness, if that makes any sense. And a while ago, she sends me this message like, "Hey, don't you want to send me your address so I can send you your bong?" And I'm like, "What? What do you mean my bong? I thought like you kept it." And it's like, "No, I was just finishing it. Yada yada yada." And she did. Like she made it really pretty. I'll post a photo for you, my friends. Also send me like a sage stick, which I used to cleanse my room. And what I cleansed it of is self doubt and limiting beliefs. And I was like walking through my room and I'm like, I'm cleansing self doubt and limiting beliefs from this area. I'm cleansing self doubt and limiting beliefs from this area over and over again. And yeah, I just really appreciate, I feel more than anything, just appreciate people being so conscientious. Just thinking, putting themselves in your mind. Like I'm getting emotional just talking about it. I feel it is something that I do. It's something that I've been practicing doing as well. When you're interacting with someone, or when you're going, uh, or when they're going through hurt, try and put yourself in their position and feel the things that they're feeling, and allow yourself to be in that space. Because I feel there's a lot of healing to be done, even in pain, especially in pain, even. Like there's so much to this experience, and it's so rich and diverse, and we get to experience life through others as well, by allowing ourselves to be open, by allowing ourselves to receive this information from from them, even if it's not, positive information. Let's say a loved one passed away in their family, by allowing yourself to feel that sorrow, to cry with them. It is something that I think brings us closer at the end of the day as well. It's wild. Thank you for the helpful, and thank you for the hugs, my friends. I really do appreciate it. New York, it's okay. It's like almost 10 in the morning. It's kind of late-ish then, but it is Sunday, so it's nice to be sleeping in. 7:40 a.m. here in Denver, and 7:40 here in Montana as well. Okay, like it's so weird to me how many time zones you have. Like I feel in South Africa we only have one. Well, not feel. In South Africa we have only one time zone, and I guess it kind of like, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? It melts together. You could say melts together, and you don't really have that much of a time dilation between people that live in the same country. But like if someone wakes up at 5 a.m. on that side of the country, that is like 10 a.m. for someone else on the other side of the country, and it just boggles my mind. It's crazy. It must be really surreal for like businesses to operate that way, because technically then wouldn't the business have more operational hours? Hmm. I guess yeah, it would actually. That's really interesting. Keeping the machine ticking, I guess. Hey, Denver from Montana. Yeah, like how far is Denver from Montana? Actually, I'm kind of curious. Hey, it's Richard Simmons. Hey, Richard Simmons. Like, are you Richard Simmons, or are you calling me Richard Simmons? I'm not sure. Quit flapping your lips. We came here to see you dance. I'm not dancing right now, my friend. This is my lip flapping time. I dance in my mornings, your evenings. I think I might be dancing. No, 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 no. I don't think I'll be dancing tomorrow. I feel I want to play some kalimba and then do some guided meditation. Uh, or make guided meditation. Like it's something that Jovan actually just suggested, where Mondays I do meditations. Meltmore Monday meditations, I guess. Get all the M's. So yeah, I'll play some kalimba, create a calm space, and then with that calm space within inside of myself, we'll do some meditation tomorrow. Um, is it crazy purple tie dye, my friend? I hope you'll love it. I will, friend. I will love it. I can already imagine it in my mind's eye. It sounds amazing, and I'm so thankful. Thank you, my friend. He does 2 streams daily. Yeah, I try to at least. Sometimes it doesn't allow, but I try as much as I can. I reached out, and you, Melt, and all the loving humans in our Discord is what my hand reached and grabbed. Love you all. Melt dances in the morning. It's afternoon right now for him. Yes, and thank you, Ryan. Like as you said, like it's such a and I want to tell this story again, Ryan, if you don't mind. So Ryan got into like the smartphone thing recently, and he got Reddit as a social media platform. And he told me that one of the first people that he saw coming to Reddit as a platform was me, and he just allowed himself to be on this platform and to start creating and to be part of this community. And I feel like Reddit in itself and the things that you can kind of participate in, like the subreddits and all of that, you can already be part of a community that way. And then, as you said, Ryan, you reached out even further, and yeah, then you got openly invited to our like group of friends, and we're growing this group of friends. And as this group of friends grow, we'll be more and more there for each other. Imagine if we have just so many friends that no matter when, no matter where you are in the world, when you reach out, when you tell someone when you tell someone I need some help, there will be someone willing to hold your hand in your time of need. And I feel that is the ultimate goal. Being able to be there for each other when we need each other, and expanding that capacity to be there for each other as well. It's very important to me. Had such energy during the morning dance session. Love being able to catch it. Thank you, my friend. I enjoyed having you there as well. It was a good dance session. I've been listening to like artists specifically, and then listening to all of their music while I dance, and it's allowed me a lot more. I want to say connection to the artist and to the music that they're making and to the type of sound that they create. And yeah, it's interesting to me how the same artist's music can kind of influence you to dance in different ways, because I have no formal training whatsoever with dancing, or like know what I'm doing at all. But when I listen to music, it just creates this stimulus, I guess, this feeling. And then you can pursue that feeling. And the best part about it is, little butterfly just flied past me. The best part about that feeling is that it's, even though that feeling can be created within every single person, the expression of that feeling is going to be unique and different. Individualized creations, right? Every single one of us. I'm getting a kalimba for my birthday on April 2nd. That sounds amazing. Ryan, I think you'd absolutely love it. Like, I'll show you this actually. You can see like my thumbnails are kind of long right now in comparison to the rest of my nails. And that is actually for the kalimba as well. Like, it helps you to have a little bit longer thumbnails, so you can run them down and pick them, and then you can also run them to the side to like create like a strumming effect. Yeah, I don't know why that's important, but maybe like what I'm suggesting is grow your thumbnails a little bit, and then you'll have a harder or a better time, I guess, playing the actual instrument. But it's gonna be good fun, I'm sure, my friend. Monday morning meditations with Meltmore. Monday morning meditations with Meltmore. Yeah, I like that. Maybe I'll use that tomorrow, my friend. Uh, Love you sharing the story, my brother. Thank you, my friend, for allowing me to share the story as well. Without you being an inspiration, that story would not be in my field of consciousness. So I appreciate you, my friend. I really, really do. Hmm. Like, I'm feeling so surreal as well. Like, the sugar in my body is definitely creating an experience. Like, it's kind of making me foggy and kind of tired. Like, where you have this ball of fluff, I want to call it, inside of my head. And I know it's self-created. That's the thing. I'm very aware that I've created this experience for myself again. And I feel maybe that's part of the reason why it's so surrealistic. It feels so trippy. All of the decisions we make shape our tomorrows, right? Every little single decision, everything you think, everything you eat, everything you consume, like, because there's a difference between eating and consuming. It becomes part of you, and it shapes your tomorrow. It creates the person that you'll be. It shapes you, expands you, and makes you more or less. Can it make you less? That's the thing as well. I'm wondering if you revert or you go back to something that you stopped doing. Like, let's say, for instance, you stop smoking cigarettes, and like on a weekday or something, you smoke another cigarette. So all of the progress that you've made up to that point, not smoking cigarettes, has all of that progress been lost and you have to start all over again? Or do you keep that progress but just move like a few steps back? Or is like this progress something that is going to be permanent and within yourself constantly, and then you get to experience what it feels like to not experience progress as well in itself? Like, what is life? At the end of the day, it's so profoundly beautiful, and we get to experience so many perspectives, and we get to love these perspectives. Like, if reality had substance, it would be love. Love is the thing that created reality. It was like, I love so much that I have to share this love with others, or share this love with myself, I guess. Going on some trips today, actually. Thanks for the tip, my friend. I can't wait. It looks so much fun to play. It really is, Ryan. It really is a lot of fun. It's very tranquil. It's very forgiving as well as an instrument. Like, with, I feel, guitars or pianos or drums or whatever other instrument, when you like hit a wrong note, it's very apparent that you're like creating like a glitch or a like a state of resistance within yourself when you do that. And the kalimba, like the sounds are so soft and so serene, I guess you could call it as well. That when you make mistakes, you can kind of just like continue like picking other notes, and it's forgiving. It's literally a forgiving instrument. It's like, oh, okay, you made a small little mistake hitting that note. It's okay, friend. It's going to last like maybe a second, and then we can play some more notes, experience some more feelings. And when I play my kalimba as well, I rarely, like never actually, I haven't once played sheet music, like not on stream at least. I learned how to play "Falling in Love" by, is it Elvis Presley? No, it's not Elvis Presley. You know the song "Can't Help Falling in Love"? I can't remember the artist now, but I learned how to play that on the kalimba, and after learning how to play that, I kind of veered away from learning how to play any other piece of music specifically, and tried to play my own notes a little bit more. I do feel like I have a specific pattern of notes that I play, especially when I'm not sure what to play. So it kind of, in my own field of consciousness, makes me feel like I'm repeating some notes, or I'm not being original enough with my expression of the instrument. But it's probably just me needing to spend more time with it as well, and trying to get to learn it better, feel it out, see how this instrument allows me to learn how to play it as well. So yeah. Hmm. Tuning a kalimba is harder than tuning a harp. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to tune a kalimba. You have like this little hammer, and then you have to hit the tines, and you're kind of like shifting them up and down, and It's a little bit of a nightmare. Yeah, you're right, friend. Thank you for the wholesome as well. Elvis did that song. I thought it was Elvis. Yeah. Only fools rush in, for I can't help falling in love with you. Yeah. Very iconic song. Very beautiful. I feel most people probably know that song and would be able to sing along. It's very beautiful. So that's like one of the first little songs that I learned how to play on my kalimba. And upon realizing how the notes were like interchangeable and how you kind of went about making music, I just kind of started playing for myself and on my own terms. I tend to be a very like this is the way, do it this way. I want to do it my way, the type of person. And like playing sheet music is like now I have to follow these patterns. I don't get to be original or creative. I guess that's my problem. You almost need one kalimba for each song you play. It can be like that actually. Like legitimately, you need like different tuned instruments, like the kalimbas, where you have like a whole plethora of like some of them have like resonating bodies, some of them are solid wood, some of them have little chains on them to create extra little sounds. It's quite wild actually. Like it's cool in a way as well. Like that Singularity guy on Reddit as well that plays the kalimba. Like you'll see him swapping out kalimbas as he's playing music as well. I once tried to learn that song on the ukulele. Okay, and how was it? Like now that you mentioned the ukulele, I'm thinking about 21 Pilots' version of that song where he plays on the ukulele, and it's beautiful. So I'd highly encourage it, Lane. Maybe you can still get back into it, my friend. And thank you, Lindsay, for the gold. I love gold. Like I wonder if any like I hope you get that reference. It's a Austin Powers reference every single time I do that. What a like what a series of movies as well. Letting yourself laugh at things. Mm. Laughter is it's a very weird thing as well. Doesn't really make sense why humans would do that. Making these nonsensical sounds at something that we find amusing. Love that song too. It really is beautiful. I grew up knowing that song from UB40. Sure. I haven't listened to a UB40 track in like forever. I recently, with my brother, actually listened to some Black Eyed Peas, like a whole like top hits type of like playlist of the Black Eyed Peas, and it was such a nostalgia trip to listen to these, just like the way that they would talk and the things that they were singing about, and like imagining myself in my state when I first listened to these songs. Growing is such a profound experience, and seeing yourself progress, seeing yourself become something else. Like I like to think back when I was a kid a lot, and the type of things I got up to, and the things I would think, and what I would allow myself to experience as well. And yeah, it's fascinating to me how alienated we can feel as children sometimes. Like it's definitely something that I self-induce as well at the end of the day. Like I made myself feel alienated, but I think there are a lot of kids out there in the world, and that's actually like one of the reasons I decided to start writing the book that I'm writing right now as well, is to give these kids that feel alienated, that feel the sense of disconnection with the whole, just to give them enough information so that they're like, okay, I kind of get what's going on in this world. I know what I'm supposed to do next. And like it would have been amazing to have the information I'm writing down right now for me as a teenager. So like that's one of my dreams as well, is to be able to go school to school, give the gist of the information that I want to give, and then give them access to the books as well. Like it's a really weird dynamic because I want to make the books completely free because it's not something that I want to charge a 14-year-old for if it could save their lives, if that makes any sense. And then I was discussing this with a friend, and he was like, you should also be aware and careful of people not valuing things that they don't pay for. So like in that moment, it also created this sense of like, what am I supposed to do in a situation like that? I still think I'll go through with making it completely free, um, at least as a portal, if that makes any sense. Like I'll go to schools, teach the lesson I want to teach, and then give them the information that they need to get the book for free and the audiobook for free if they need it, so that they may empower themselves through information. But yeah, it's weird. Like it's a difficult situation, but yeah, like the point I'm trying to make. The What is the point I'm trying to make? I guess living as a kid, experiencing the things we've grown from, and then using the information that we gain from our experiences and from looking back at our experiences to enlighten ourselves even further. Like the longer we live, the shorter time becomes. Like literally every single year after your first year is a what's the word? Exponentially? I guess it's exponentially, right? Smaller part of your previous lived experiences. So we're literally speeding up as we're moving through this life. And by allowing ourselves to look back at our past and where we are now, we we give ourselves more information to influence our futures, because we get to look back at how we've influenced our now from our past. I had to sell my uke a couple of months ago, saving for some new gear. It's okay. Gold member. It is Austin Powers. You're right, Lindsay. That's okay, Lane. Like you have your bass, you have your guitar. I didn't actually notice what earphones you were using, but they did look nice and big, so they probably had some sick drivers in them. But yeah, gear gear is expensive. Barrier to entry. Like I feel in a way it's also a good thing. Man, now I have to pick my words carefully. Like I feel it could be a good thing, because when you have to buy something, and I feel especially buying things for yourself creates such a different experience than having things bought for you. Because when you buy it for yourself, you have this like satisfaction that this is something that I value so much that I'll spend my life energy to create this currency to purchase this thing that I want in my life. And that thing at the end of the day isn't going to bring you any happiness, but it has the potential at least to give you something to create with. And I think that's what's most important. So I look forward to you getting all of the gear that you need, Lane, and seeing you create all of the art that you will. Loved all those movies. Laughing is my favorite thing to do in life besides love my fellow human. Laughing is so profound. Like it floods you as well. It's almost like you have this like energy that builds up within yourself, and then you just have to expel it completely. And yeah, it makes me happy that we have the ability to laugh as well, contracting our core muscles. You did a whole dance session of Black Eyed Peas. I loved it. I did. It was actually the day after listening to the Black Eyed Peas album with my brother that I did that. I was like, the night I was like listening to this music and feeling so many things and being nostalgic, that I made the decision the next day, or that I will the next day, dance exclusively to the Black Eyed Peas, and it was good. It was a fun time. Hey Mariah, thank you for being here, my friend, and good morning to you as well. I really enjoy that, my friend. And that movie Soul makes me feel like we're already making steps to widespread knowledge. We are, friend, and it makes me very happy as well. I was actually talking about that on our latest podcast with my friends. I still want to watch that movie. I just don't have a means to watch it ethically, if that makes any sense. So I've not watched it because of that reason, but I will eventually, I guess, find a place to watch it. look forward to being able to. Is there a way I can send money to support your book writing endeavor? That sounds like something near and dear to my heart, your mission. You don't have to send me any money, but thank you, Lindsay. I do appreciate your intent to. Um, I've kind of made the decision that I don't want to accept any donations, if you want to call it that, during this year. I want to have nothing. Have nothing and be happy with having nothing. And like I say, have nothing with a very like real intent. So like I'll tell you a little bit about this. Hey Jovan, I did see you, my friend. I'll catch up to your comments in a bit, my friend. Um, so basically, I came back from China with, let's say, 100x amount of currency. I spent 70x amount of currency on. Actually, I had 90x amount of currency. Spent 70x amount of currency on a computer to be able to do what it is I'm doing right now. And then I had 20.6 currency left. And a friend of mine posted a painting that he did. And I was so overwhelmed by the work that I saw he was doing and the story he had behind it. He basically spent his entire 2020 painting this painting, and 2020 was a very surrealistic experience to me as well. It kind of kicked my ass, but in a good way. I learned a lot from that experience as well, and I'm very grateful for that experience. So when he was talking about how much time and effort he's put into this painting throughout the 2020 year, it became like immediately apparent to me that I needed to own that painting. And I spent everything. I have $600 left, and not dollars. Like it's about $50 I have left, and I'm happy about that. I want to have nothing for a bit, to experience what that feels like as well, and to become completely aware that, and this is making me emotional just talking about. To become completely aware that I'm not the amount of money in my bank account. Like, money is an energy exchange, and I know that in my life I will have the abundance and the wealth that I need to help the world and to serve myself and my family. But for now and for the time being, I'm okay with being in the state I am right now, to experience what I need to experience, to feel, to feel and to accept that money isn't going to be the thing that creates happiness for me, and it never will be. And because I've become so aware of that, I appreciate it. I do, Lindsay. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be able to. I'll see how I feel. Hero Friends. Oh, Soul was good. Another movie that shed tears. I'm still looking forward to watch it, Jovan. I will. What's up, fool? Not too much, my friend. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm prosperous. I'm abundant. I'm giving. I'm forgiving. I'm learning. I'm experiencing. I'm loving. I'm creating. So I'm good, my friend. Thank you for asking. I have a Disney Plus membership. I'd be happy to share. Thank you, Lindsay. That is really nice of you. I'd love to tune in for part two of that. Part two of Soul. Is there another Soul movie coming out? I'm not sure actually. But if there is a part two, that sounds amazing. I was gonna say the same thing. Hmm. Part two of what? I feel like I'm missing something. Part two of the dancing to the Black Eyed Peas, maybe. I'm not sure actually. Um, Thank you for the wholesome, my friend. Wholesome stuff over here. You're wholesome as well, my friend. We're sharing wholesome information. We're creating a space in which wholesome information can be shared. Melt, you might be able to be a free trial of Disney Plus for a week, so you could binge watch. I will send a list of movies to watch if you like. Whew. Now you're creating another experience within me, Ryan. I've not actually allowed myself to watch any movies this entire year. Uh, Another commitment, if you will. not a hard commitment. It's just something I've spent so much time previously in my life on that I have a hard time motivating myself to watch movies these days. Hmm. Can you explain your journey for newcomers? It's very difficult, my friend. If you want to see my journey, I do post all of these live streams on YouTube. If you go and search Meltmore, you will be able to literally watch what it is we're becoming. I feel like I've already changed so much from where I started, and I'm happy to be on this journey. I'm happy to be growing every single day. I'm happy to be able to like express these things and vocalize these things, completely become aware of them and experience them within myself and within my field of consciousness. And it's been a journey and a half, my friend. Like I hope that you tune in again. Like we're gonna grow together after all. The happiest year of my life was one that I made the least amount of money. Exactly, Jovan. Exactly. And I don't want to say this is going to be the happiest year of my life because I'm not going to make the least amount of money, but it's definitely going to be the freest I've been in my entire life. Free to express, free to do what it is I want to do, and free to not create this limitation upon myself, to create this barrier, feeling of lack, feeling of like not having the things I ought to. So I'm with the I'm there with you, Siobhan. I'm definitely there with you. Art is nature, and nature is art. That's what lessons I have learned living in Montana. It really is, my friend. And like when you look at how much beauty there is in the universe, like how just divine a tree is in its expression of being a tree, you can see there's so much intelligence that goes into making that tree be what it is. And the same intelligence that made that thing resides within us. And it's available to us whenever we need it. This body and this ego, this persona, whatever you want to call it, knows nothing. But it has access to everything. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. Abandoned? Uh I'm not sure what you mean by abandoned, friend. I'm trying to like search my what I've been talking about, but I'm like no abandonment, friend. Fortunately, it's humbling to start with nothing and then to grow. It is, my friend, and it's something I've been allowing myself to do. I feel, especially since I've made like these decisions and these commitments to do the things I want to do, because I feel for a very long time in my life, I always wanted to change the world. Has been something that has been a part of my consciousness for as long as I can remember. And I always had this limiting thought that, oh, I don't have enough capital to actually make a real difference. And that is always something that I told myself. Oh, almost knocked my glass over. It's always something that I told myself. And it's always something that I held as a belief that, oh, because you don't have this financial abundance, what can you do? And by completely renouncing financial or just renouncing money, especially during this time where I want to start changing the world and I want to do things that could potentially change the world without the need for monetary value to be exchanged, or without having to limit myself into thinking that I can't make a difference if I don't have X amount of money. So yeah, that's the gist of it. That's why I feel the way that I do. Most chill dude award goes to this guy. Thank you, my friend. I was financially poor, but being rich in a relationship and friendships was more fulfilling than anything. It really is, Jovan. And I feel that is something that people that pursue solely financial wealth as well realize in their lives, is that no matter how much financial wealth they have, if they don't have wealth within their like relationships, within their experiences, and within their friendships, as you said as well, like you're going to be poor in your mindset. Part two of the Black Eyed Peas. I thought so. Yeah. Remember to ask for help though. Can't grow without it. I will, friend. I will. just not right now. Just not right now. I feel I'm the one that's supposed to be helping at this point in my life. I'm the one that should, like, I feel like I've been very very blessed with experiences in my life, even the rough ones, and I feel like it's time for me to go into a space where I can give back, and with the intention of giving, not receiving anything. I can see myself as sort of a situation in the future, Jovan. You probably will be a starving artist for a little bit, Lane. And that's okay, friend. That is completely okay. And becoming aware of that, and that's part of your growing experience. I look forward to watching you grow through this as well, Lane. I have made an effort to only watch movies at night, only this year. I love you, Brother Bear. I love you too, my friend. And I'm not trying to shoot down your movie suggestions. Like, do send me the suggestions of movies. I would love to, like, maybe, notice that we've watched the same movie and then talk a little bit about that. Curls do be curling. It do be curling, friend. It grows this way out of my head. Hello, my friend. Hello to you. And thank you for being here, my friend. My friend backpacked across the US with no money. He reminds me of Mel. I love hearing the story of his spiritual and humbling experience. It's beautiful to see. It's something that's so universal as well. It's something that we're all capable of. And I feel more than anything that is something that I want to teach on these streams as well. Like I feel like I know nothing. That I don't have my shit sorted out. I don't have any idea of what it is I'm supposed to be doing or how it is I'm going to get to these goals that I have. But I'm allowing myself to take steps to doing these things. I'm allowing myself to feel the things I'm supposed to feel. And I'm allowing myself to constantly grow. And I feel I've accelerated that growth as well by sharing it and by allowing others to kind of influence that growth and to touch my life as well with the things that they say, with the things that they feel about my journey, about our journey, actually. And by going, like, walking this journey together and being on the spiritual path together, we share something in common that we all have in common. And it's the realization of the self, the ultimate self. Should I smoke a cigarette right now? No. Ideally not, friend. It's not good for you. If your soul says yes, but not just melt instead with green gnar brownie. If your soul says yes, but why not just melt instead with green? Oh. I understand what you mean. Yeah, friend, like, a cigarette at the end of the day isn't going to give you that much. And it's just going to cause you to want to smoke that cigarette again a little bit later, right? My cat just found the catnip that my sister planted. uh, in my profession, we call it innate intelligence. Innate intelligence? That is really cool, actually, Justin. Do you mean that thing that we all have inside of ourselves, that's innate intelligence? Because I think that's what you mean. I don't know if my last comment posted. I was part 2 of the Black Eyed Peas. I'd put that on my calendar. Oh, yeah. I kind of assumed as much, friend. We will have a part 2 of the Black Eyed Peas then eventually. Green be expensive, my friend. It can be expensive. That's why you should, like, instead of smoking a pack of cigarettes every single day, like, smoke a little bit of bud at night. Maybe every single day. Like, instead of, like, substitute, dude. Like, smoke less, but smoke green instead of cigarettes, right? I think that's the point. I'm sorry, Brownie. I wish I could send you some from the Mountain Blue Dream. You're too nice, Ryan. That's beautiful, man. I zoned out for a second and started thinking about how strange these streams weren't going on in 2020. How strange that we have only been doing these streams for 2 months. Yeah, it feels like a lot longer, Helene. I don't know if it's been that, like, it's felt that way for you Feels like we've been doing this for years already. Maybe we have been. But it feels like it's like the time has definitely been dilated. Like I've been giving myself a lot more room to think about things and to feel things than I used to. I used to just like do thing constantly over and over again, so that I don't have to actually be quiet, sit with my thoughts, and process the things that I'm feeling and thinking. And I feel these streams kind of put us in a position where we have to do that, and we we get to experience a lot more of our experience because we are tuning into this space every single day. And yeah, would have been amazing. There was just a bird like scratching on the roof. Would have been amazing if we actually could have done this in 2020 as well. I did like do a few streams in 2020, but not a lot. Not a lot of them. Like, and you know what the weirdest thing is, Lane? Like, I feel I want to do this for the entire year, but I have this thing inside of me, in like the back of my head, that wants to do it forever, dude. I want to see that day number go like up to infinity. Imagine we're like day 20,000 of streaming every single day. Oh my goodness. But we can do that. That's something that's possible. Woo. I want to kind of like me being a committing type of person is like, oh yeah, bitch, you want to stream for the rest of your life? Do it, show it, like prove it, do it. Maybe I will melt more and more and more and more and more and more. Maybe I will. We'll see where life takes us, friends. We'll see where life takes us. Lol, you're a good man. His name is Ryan, friend. He is a good man. These streams have been a part of my routine for a while now. It feels weird to think of a time where there weren't any Meltmore streams. Maybe we've been doing this forever and ever. Maybe we've been dropped into this field of consciousness, and now we're actually living, huh, Lane? Like I look forward to watching you grow, my friend. Like we're just starting. We're just starting as well. Like we're only 2 months in. 66 days basically today. Like when you think about how long 66 days is, it feels like nothing, and yet it feels like we've been doing a lot. Whew, I know, right? I think I found Melt in the end of January. I'm so happy that you did, Justin, and I'm happy that you're still here with me now, my friend. I can't wait or imagine where we're going to be at the end of this entire year. You have quite a unique accent. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa, my friend. And yeah, it's definitely a South African accent. At least my spin on the South African accent. Views on George Harrison. I don't know who George Harrison is, my friend, unfortunately. Stumbled upon day 34 and stayed for for that reason. 34 is one of my significant numbers. Blows my mind. You did say that you've been seeing a lot more synchronicity, haven't you, Javon? I've been seeing so much synchronicity as well. Like for me, it's the number 44. I see that number everywhere. Like I legitimately see that number at least, I want to say 5 times every single day. And like it's something I was talking about the other day as well, where because I'm doing like the YouTube thing, like I get so much numbers, like how long people watch, percentage of people clicking on videos, views, comments, likes, like there's a whole list of numbers that just like keeps bombarding my face. And then I like see synchronicity in these numbers as well. And it's not something that I apply all of the value in my life in, but it is something that I take as like a little bit of a, you go, yeah, woohoo! Like that's kind of how I see it these days. So it makes me happy that you also have that significance in numbers, Jovan, and that you stumbled upon the streams on day 34 on your significant number. Started watching around the same time, Jovan. Day 66 of what? Day 66 of streaming every single day, my friend. Maybe we'll stream every single day forever. We can. I'm not sure if I'll be doing it for as long, if we're going to do it forever. Like maybe I'll just, tune in for 20 minutes instead of for an hour and 20 minutes. We'll see. Like, I'm already thinking about it because I'm genuinely considering it. I can't quite remember the day, but it was mid to late 30s. I'm happy that you're here, Lane. It feels like it's been longer than that for me as well, like that I've known you. I feel like I've already gotten to know you in some ways, and I feel close with you. Like not in a like no hashtag no homo, but I do feel close to every single one of you friends that watch, and it makes me very happy. It gives me so much to live for and to feel for. Meld 365 days. I want to make this happen. We can do this, Meld. All the love. I love you so much, Brother Bear. I love you too, Brother Bear. Ryan, I love you, my friend. And we will make it happen. Like we've been given these like challenges now that like technically I couldn't stream on day 62. I wasn't able to stream on Reddit, but we still made the YouTube video because of Giovan's recommendation to like do it in Discord. And I still do appreciate you for that, Jovan. Like I was kind of in myself panicking and feeling like this is the worst. This is unacceptable. I made this commitment to stream every day, and I was just like beating myself over the head. And yeah, you definitely did come through. So I do appreciate you, friend. We're so close to day 69. Nice. Yeah. Just because of you, Len, I'm going to put a nice in the title as well. What do you think of my name, Joseph? I like your name, Joseph, friend. I actually have a friend whose name is Yusuf. So that's how we say Joseph in Afrikaans. So I have a friend named Yusuf, Joseph. So now I have two friends named Joseph. Yes, innate intelligence is the power we are all born with that influence our environment inertly innerly and externally. I agree completely, Justin, and it makes me very happy that we have that intelligence within us. So you're probably talking about when I was talking about the same intelligence that makes up the trees. It's what we have inside of ourselves, and it really is that way. It's a scary amount of intelligence as well, and like holding onto your mind's intelligence and thinking of it as your god is something that I've done for a very long time in my life, and for the first time I've allowed myself to release my grip to my human intelligence, because my human intelligence is like pales in comparison to what real intelligence actually is. Is that why you wake up at 444? Yes, it is actually why I wake up at 444, Lindsay. It's an intention at the end of the day. Like I wake up and the first number I see is 444. So I'm like, okay, let's go create. And then I do. Do you sometimes just realize how beautiful and amazing things are? I try to every single day, my friend. Literally every single day. I try to just become aware of the trees around me, the little pets I have, my plants, the birds singing, the bugs buzzing away, like the way that bees pollinate, even the wasps, the way that they look for spiders and just go about their lives. I've been allowing myself to accept and to feel childlike wonder, and yeah, it's been profound. I really do appreciate you, friends, for being here with me for as long as you were. I don't want to melt anymore. Well, fortunately, I'm tuning out soon, my friend. I'm going to finish your comments and then I'm going to end the stream. Watched an aerial show on South Africa yesterday. What an amazing place. You should take us on a hike someday, please. I will, actually. That's part of my plan for these streams as well. Being able to take you out into the middle of nowhere and being able to share that experience with you as well. We don't quite have the technology for it, but we're getting there. I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to melt anymore. This Discord stream was fun. Yeah, the Discord stream was really fun. And it's actually something I want to do again, Justin. I'm going to need a third phone or maybe my laptop. So then I'm going to have my mic. I want to have you friends. Ooh. it's gonna be a little bit difficult for me to have you friends heard on stream, but it is something that we can figure out how to do. So it's something I do want to do actually, like have friends on these streams, having chats with me, and then just sharing the love. I would really like to do that. Um, if anyone has watched Una's Honest, I have a feeling that day 365 stream is going to be just as hard as the last Una's Honest stream. I feel that way as well. I did actually watch Una's Honest, dude. Markiplier and I don't know what the other gamer boy, like he named himself something so arbitrary. Not judging, but like it's difficult for me to remember the name now. I think we could do guest interviews through Discord. Yes, you said it, Justin. It's actually something I really want to do, but I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of how I want to do that. But it's definitely something that's in my field of consciousness, friend. Have a good day, Meld. Much love, brother. Much love to you as well. I'll be missing out on live streams a lot this week. I'll be seeing you on YouTube though, my friend. Thank you, Kiwi. I look forward to, leave me a comment. I look forward to seeing your comments, and I'll reply to you as well. No, melt from the heat here in Australia. Summer just finished. Yeah, it's been hectic, friend. It's been pretty hot here as well. I've also been melting. Like today especially, I've been swapping my legs back and forth because I'm getting sweaty. So it's been hot here as well. I'm also melting a little bit. Have you traveled the world? I've only traveled to China, friend. So not the world just yet. Sounds like a good idea, Justin. It really does, and it's something I would love to do. It's actually something that is completely in my field of consciousness. I'll probably have my laptop set up here. I'll hold onto my mic, so that you can properly hear me as well. I want to do it. I really do want to do it. Jesus loves you. God bless. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Bless you as well. The dude who tipped me on Citron. The dude who tipped me on Citron. What's good? Are you talking about me telling you to listen to Citrons? I'm not sure, but I'm good, my friend. Thank you. I'm really good. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm safe. And I'm gonna say goodbye for today, my friends. Thank you again for being here with me. Maybe I just want to leave the stream with a message, and it's to allow yourself to make mistakes sometimes. Allow yourself to not be perfect. Allow yourself to take a step back sometimes. It's okay. And it is also part of the process. I love you, my friends. Thank you for being here with me for as long as you were. I hope to see you again tomorrow.